We are now diving into the first map of our first semi-final of the evening. Unnamed Project versus the TryHearts. And we kick things off here on Ancient.
Definitely, we are in Ancient right now with Unnamed Project being on the CT side. Now, keep in mind that this is a really CT-sided map because, hey, CTs can just simply get control of Cave and Mid faster than Ts, and the job that the Ts have is they just have to contest it out. If they're able to do it, that's in their favor. But if not, things can end horribly. But now we are already in the piss round. Look at that. These guys are already able to get cave control. They're just going out. Seems like it's a full-on B rush. But hey, kills are being secured. Rage Machine is going to be shutting one down. But still, the T's are out on side, finding one pick. They do have sight. But look at that. The bomb. It's so far behind. And the C's have control of it. And this can end very bad. It's a 3v3. But they don't have the bomb now.
Oh, the last two, they have control of the site, but the problem is that mid control that we spoke of really comes into fruition here. Nobody's on flank watch, nobody's watching for these CTs pushing through, and now somehow they have to reclaim. HIF gets one, but unfortunately, actually, oh, this is a good recovery from them. Well done. They kind of rotate back in. They create a bit of a pincer maneuver, so they've got a crossfire going on. And despite the fact that Unnamed Project were perfectly positioned to win that out, I think that they fall into the same trap that they'd set up. They're not looking for somebody potentially flanking in on them. So a shot from behind, a shot from ahead, and before you know it, TryHearts have recovered in a pretty phenomenal way.
Yeah, definitely is the case, but there's something I think I should point out because the players that I see on CT side, they're actually the players from TryHearts because I do remember their names. That's the only reason I know. So yeah, there's a little bit of a UI bug, so yeah, keep that in mind, guys. But now back to the game because we can see Mac-10s and Galil's going all out, getting all the kills, and it's just Victor remaining, and should be a fairly easy kill as well. Victor did invest into a defuse kit. Maybe they were hoping to, you know, get this round somehow, but now he's all alone with just a USP. Not much he can do, maybe except get someone who's not cautious enough about him. Could be a kill or two, but yeah, for now, Victor in a world of hell right now. So yeah, TryHearts. Yeah, it's been fixed. Look at that.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, a bit of economic damage would be nice here if you could maybe pop one off, maybe even recover a rifle. But that round went pretty much as to be expected. Obviously, you know, once your T's win that first round, they get so much cash to work with. And, you know, CT economy is just really difficult since MR12, so unfortunately not really able to put too much into this. There you go, gun secured, love that. Far less of a reinvestment into the next round, so at least going to be feeling quite good about that. Oh, but this could get stressful because bomb planted. He's not leaving. He's not leaving. He's fighting. 2 kills. Okay, a little bit of damage. I think maybe it would have been better to hold on to the rifle, but to force a bit of a reinvesture from Unnamed Project, 2 kills in a round where you probably shouldn't have gotten anything. Yeah, could have been worse.
Yep, definitely making Unnamed Project buy those guns again. And, well, he was saving anyway for the next round, so now he has an M4. So, yeah, I mean, it was a worth it trade for him to make. So, yeah, 0-2, Unnamed Project off to a better start. But, hey, it's too soon to say anything. TryHearts, they are on the side that is dominant on this map. So, we're going to see what they bring. But for now, this time around, Unnamed Project actually not going for any sort of mid-take. They are going to be fighting it out late, though. None of the TryHearts there to contest it. And with that, these guys do have mid. Not cave, though. But they easily could go into cave. A pretty normal setup coming in from TryHearts here, you know, playing double mid. Look at that. The kill's coming in as well. What? Unnamed Project. This is actually not going exactly the way they wanted it to. They were just holding out mid, trying to get some picks on Donut or maybe Red Room, but the opposite happened. And now they're going to have to, you know, chalk it up once again and decide what is going to be their next move. And seems like it's moving inside cave. They are leaning towards B side. One guy lurking mid. But TryHearts is more than well aware of that because we do have someone in CD spawn as well. So yeah, really interesting setup, which should be in TryHearts' favor, and that's exactly what's happening. Victor's going to be opening it up with Dima doubling it up. Still though,
Yeah.
some kills being made, but I think this is a tough spot, Sam. Unnamed Project is not getting out of this.
Yeah, I mean, this was a bit of a weird attempt. So, with the actual default itself was pretty standard. You've got someone who's trying to take red room control all the way into CT spawn. You've got a split coming through in towards the B site, but there was certainly a bit of over eagerness. So the player that's pushing up towards red room gets a little bit too eager, pushes out, and he's got two players looking at him. Right, the timing is just a little bit off. You really want that player to be able to flank behind the CTs as they reinforce onto the site, but not enough time was given over. So he loses his life. Then the players that are pushing up through cave are not swinging off of one another very well, so they lose a player quite quickly. And then you've got the players that are pushing up ramp, and there was a Molotov to slow them down. They threw out a flash, but they couldn't push on the flash because there was a Molotov in their way. When the smoke eventually pops down, they just run straight through it. No flash to help them pop through, so they just run straight into the waiting arms of TryHearts. It's kind of a story of missed utility, mistimed utility, and as you saw, right, TryHearts recover so well from that. So for Unnamed Project, we need to see that kind of tighten up a little bit.
Definitely is the case, and now Unnamed Project not doing so well on the economy department. They do have 2 Tech 9s, but still, hey, 2 call it hero AK-47s, but they do still have it, and a lot of damage can be done with them if used right. Myron's is going to be the first one to push that smoke with a Tech 9. Victor, no gun in hand, he's being blocked. He realizes, pulls out the rifle while kills are being made on the other side of the map. B-side is pretty much entirely open by these guys. The bomb is being planted, but Victor still alive in cave. He could do a lot if he plays this timing out correctly. 3 people pushing onto him one by one. Damage delivered to one. Spray is almost the second one too, but he has been taken down, and this is pretty much undoable for TryHearts at this point. Wow, could have been something by Victor there, but, well, too far.
And it's a great round, really, when you consider what they came into this round with, which was very little.
Yeah, exactly.
But, you know, Tech 9's up close and personal. B-site rush was probably the best idea they could have had. They don't slow down. They don't overthink it. They just push straight through, which is exactly what you want to do when you have a buy like that. Full control of the site, and then any attempt at a retake, once you've already lost so many players, just not the best call. And it's a perfect time for them to, you know, instantly flip it back in their favor, because any loss streak bonus that TryHearts had, once they won a round, that obviously resets. So they come back into this with 0 bonus. So the reinvest share is going to be a bit tough for them. And I think the save call was absolutely the correct call to make. So now the question becomes, okay, how do we adapt to that? Fair enough. That was off the back of some crazy aggression that they just weren't able to slow down. But as we come into this next round, we saw that Unnamed Project default didn't go terribly well the first time around. Maybe this is the time for them to change up their approach, head towards the A site instead. Maybe, you know, keep TryHearts on their toes, or fight a bit more actively for mid, because we know that mid was an issue for them previously.
Yeah, definitely is the case. And TryHearts, with them peeking out into mid without much utility spent, because we did see them use a molly, but after that, they were just holding it out dry. And even though it did work for them in their favor, they were able to get a pick onto Unnamed Project, but it definitely could go the other way around if Unnamed Project, you know, paired with just peek it out, paired with a flash or 2 from spawn, and they should be able to get mid control somehow, somewhat easily. So yeah, TryHearts definitely need to be careful about that. And as you said, A side is definitely an option too, because so far we have seen TryHearts only post up one guy on A side, and if Unnamed Project, they're able to, you know, show some presence onto mid, maybe get someone to lurk down A and get that one pick, A side should essentially be open for these guys. Although the rotation is going to be really quick. I mean, we do still have 2 people playing mid. Perhaps they're going to be playing Donut this time around. So yeah, that's going to be something that they're going to have to worry about mid-round. But yeah, the early pick, A side is a really good option for Unnamed Project right now. But hey, we are going to see what they have in mind and what they're going to go with. So yeah, let's just see.
Yeah, we just had a bit of a tack pause there, and I think that was a good time for it, you know, just to reset the mental a little bit and reconfigure, consider what the options are going to be for that next round. And as you said, right, usually only one player over towards the A side. That is very often where you're going to have your weak side. So, but the thing is, oh man, what an adaptation. We were just talking about how the A side is usually weak side, and it's like they've read into this. They knew this was going to happen. They're taking such an aggressive position here. An Unnamed Project could be walking right into their waiting arms.
Oh boy, Recise is in a hell of a trouble, but yeah. Early pick, and they're actually pushing onto it. Killer is going to be getting 2, but look at that spray down. Beautiful for the raid. And he's going to be getting 3 right after that. A-side is pretty much open. This is a retake situation, a 3v2 retake situation. In fact, TryHearts were not expecting that to happen, but now it has happened. And will they go for the retake or just hold on to their famises that they have? Well, as their economy is, they're just better off going for the exits at this point, because yeah, the retake is not happening. And these rifles, they really should be holding on to it. But look at that, they're actually creeping up close towards A-side, so maybe exits, maybe a retake, but yeah, not going for it.
Yeah, no, just forced into yet another save here. The TryHearts.
Oh my god, what even was that?
Really?
That just shouldn't have happened.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's an amount of overconfidence, right? Like, you come into this, you know that you're the previous winners, you kind of feeling really good and really strong and feeling like you can take this fairly easily. But when you're coming up against an unknown opponent, you really can't underestimate what they might be capable of. And yes, I mean, that was a pretty crazy spray. We can't take that away from DeFred. He played that very, very well. RNG was certainly on his side. Spray control on point. But TryHearts maybe playing that a little bit too close to the vest there. All three players all kind of clumped up together, all kind of swinging at the same time. One of them should have been able to trade him out, but it doesn't work out that way. So yes, a devastating way for that round to end. And now, economy, a serious issue again for TryHearts. They are opting to put a bit of a force in. Well, it's a bit of a half buy. So they've got a little bit of weaponry at least to try to fight back. And hopefully in the next round they'll be able to come back. But Unnamed Project on the verge of a 5th round. So close to having so close to potentially winning out the entire half.
Pretty much, yeah. 4 rounds secured already, and now they want to keep that streak going. Sides already deep inside cave, and he's going to be finding one out on site with his pants down. Victor, there we go. Rage Machine, though, retaliating. He's going to be finding 2. Indigo coming to help his teammate with the deagle, but he's going to be taken down soon enough. Amazdo still alive on site. Rage Machine jumps into cave. Will he be fought? Will he be found? Not for now. Going down. H2F trying to clear out cave. They do know someone is there, obviously, but hey. Not their problem right now. Good flash, good peek. Timed perfectly. Tech 9 out. Should be able to get the kill. There we go. Rage Machine now. Last alive. AK-47 recovered. 3 people alive, though. Can he make it happen? No, he cannot, unfortunately. And that is going to be the 5th round for Unnamed Project with their streak still going on.
I mean, H2F sitting on 6-2 at the moment. 1 kill per round and only 2 deaths. Very impressive way to kick things off here. But what I'm really liking to see is that there isn't one player on this team that is, head and shoulders above the rest. This is a team of guys who are all kind of firing on all cylinders this evening, really all fighting out as hard as they can to maintain their lead and maintain their strong position. You look over on the TryHearts, and it's really Victor who's doing a lot of the heavy lifting at the moment. The rest of the team are just really struggling right now, and I think what I'd like to see them do is try to isolate a few more of these duels. I think that they are getting a little bit too aggressive, getting caught out, getting caught unawares, and not able to trade off of one another effectively. So Unnamed Project just really do kind of have their run of the map at the moment. I want to see TryHearts getting a bit more of that early map control, maybe get Unnamed Project into a bit more of an uncomfortable situation.
Yeah, definitely is the case. Some mid control would definitely help TryHearts here, because hey, for now, Unnamed Project, they are just pressurizing them so much, because hey, it's really, as you said, Unnamed Project right now, they have a bunch of heavy hitters on their team, and the way they're able to just catch the timings on TryHearts is just really hurting TryHearts right now. So yeah, a change of pace would be nice. The change of pace in that specific round where they just pushed A, I mean, hey, you talked about it a lot, but it's still kind of bothering me, right? Because they were able to read it out so perfectly, and it was a good move. And after that happened, they just seem to be a little confused now, not really knowing what to do. And yeah, exactly. Look, they are now going for a bit of a mid approach. They do have mid, and there's only one guy to fight it off. Nobody's really going to be fighting it from highway either, because they do have Molly. DeFred is going to be finding the first pick in cave as well, so that gives them cave. But look at now. They are pushing through B main as well. This could end in both ways, and that is exactly the way I didn't want it to happen, but it has happened because Unnamed Project are simply too good right now. TryHearts doing everything that they can, pushing cave, pushing mid. Well, I mean, hey, that really shouldn't have worked out, because pushing 3 spots at the same time is really not a good idea. But hey, that is all they can do right now, because otherwise, what are their options, right? Unnamed Project, they're just entering everywhere. And they are able to isolate their kills, they're able to get their kills, so yeah, it's just working out for them so far.
I think a big issue here is also utility usage, and more so effective utility usage, right? You've got them kind of pushing through smokes, but not really using anything to help them get through those smokes. They're just kind of running through. And I mean, you do that, and a good team is going to take advantage of that every day of the week. So unfortunately, they're just not finding the purchase that they want to be. So we need to see a bit more tightening up there. That was something I was saying a bit earlier about Unnamed Project. In fact, when they lost the first round that they did actually lose, it was like, oh, okay, that was a little bit, a little bit touch and go with the util. But I think that was perhaps a bit of an outlier round for them. The rest of the rounds have looked a lot better, whereas TryHearts have really been floundering a little bit. Yeah. I don't love that we keep spending. We're not really getting back into those rifles, which I don't think is the right call to make. But maybe next round. We've got a few MP9s here, so if we can get a little bit of damage done, farm up some cash, maybe we can come into the next round with something to play with. The problem is that they're already at a 4-round deficit, or rather a 5-round deficit, and we're getting closer and closer to the second half. We need more rounds here for TryHearts.
Definitely do, and if they don't, they're going to be in a world of pain. But hey, Unnamed Project, so far, they do have the advantage on the weaponry side. But look at that, MP9 actually getting some work done. But hey, shut down soon enough. They did try for a cave take once again, and TryHearts are just being shut down every single time. And that just leaves one guy on B. B side is practically open right now. But hey, look at that, Lyron. He is deep inside A side right now, trying to find someone. Perhaps a rotation or something. He actually will. There we go. Deagle encounter made. No shots landed on either side. But hey, they do have A side. But the problem is they do have to worry about the guy who's stuck inside main. They haven't cleared him out yet, but they will do soon enough. Precise for the precise headshot on to kill it. And now it is just Victor remaining with the Deagle. Can deliver some damage. Can deliver a lot of damage. But he will have to play this out really cautiously. Never mind. He's gonna walk out of the smoke, just as you said. And, well, it is a 1-2-7. So, yeah, 6 rounds down. TryHearts not looking good at all. And yeah, it is very different from what I personally expected. But, hey, Unnamed Project, they are definitely showing us the different picture that I talked about.
Yeah, I mean, in that particular round, they didn't really have too much to work with, so you can kind of forgive those, those not mistakes, but the random pushes and stuff. But ultimately, we do need to be seeing a bit more of that. And here, this round, this shows why I'm not a fan of the constant buying, because this should have been a rifle round instead. Well, when I say rifle, it should be full buy. Instead, you've got to buy peppered with FAMASas. It's not the best. And now the MAC-10 instantly rushes in. There's the good flash usage. That's what we needed to see, but now they need to play off of one another. They need to trade, and that's exactly what they're doing. Last one left alive, and finally the TryHearts will get another round on the board.
Finally, that was close. That was close till, because hey, Unnamed Project, they were able to send that MAC-10 all out, guns blazing, and he was even almost able to get a pick, but yeah, soon enough, he was shut down, fair enough, and well, TryHearts with finally around good smoke, good utils, and their read on, just holding down A side as well. That's kind of what the advantage that you have when you post the players on Donut, and yeah, definitely have seemed to work out in their favor. But now the question is, will Unnamed Project try something else, or will they just go back to their old approach? Yeah, it seems like they will. Just trying to take cave and B main control once again, and TryHearts are actually playing it heavy on A side this time.
TryHearts giving a little bit too much respect to that mid smoke. Oh, Precise, what a shot. Rage Machine instantly taken off the board. There is a trade though, so at least you've got some numbers to work with. You've done a little bit of damage. Victor, oh, you've got to be so perfect. So where are you looking? Oh, looking the wrong way. And as he turns, his head gets lobbed clean off. The site has been taken. The bomb will get planted. And more than likely, the TryHearts will have to save once more.
Definitely is the case, but hey, they do have 3 people alive. Well, never mind, make it 2, because H2IF is going to be coming into the battlefield and is going to be finding 1 out, and that just leaves 2 guys. And Indigo probably should just look forward to savings up, but maybe get a pick or 2 and T-spawn, which Kill It is going to be doing. Healing has been taken down, so that makes it a 2v2. Well, not that it really matters, but that just makes it 2 more kills to score for TryHearts to maybe push Unnamed Project's economy down a little, but never mind, they're gonna be doing the exact opposite. Will the op be taken down? The spray connects eventually, and the op is dropped as well, and TryHearts are gonna be walking out of this empty-handed. And that's a 2-8. So yeah, Sam, this is looking really bad for TryHard so far. Because yeah, the half approaches. They only really have 2 more rounds to score if they can. And after that, we are going to be in the second half. Which makes it even harder for them. Because hey, once again, it's ancient. It's a CD-sided map. Well, I mean, Unnamed Project, they are definitely showing us an entirely different picture here. But still, yeah, CD-sided map. TryHards are going to have to pull a miracle to get themselves out of this.
I will say that, you know, for your more puggy teams, CT side is the far more difficult side to play by a country mile. Most puggy teams tend to do a lot better with T sides. But we'll see here if that is the case later. And oh my god, he just pushes straight through the smoke. He doesn't care. Absolutely no respect whatsoever. And H2F looking to do something very similar here, chasing down Rage Machine. Oh, this just goes from bad to worse. Unnamed Project have full control of the site from start to finish. Indigo will get one back, but instantly on the other side of the map, he's going to get one. That's the B site free and clear. Don't push this, but he does. Put out, his teammate is so far away, and Killit has to 1v with a pistol.
5-7 in hand, shots fired. He's going to be pushing the guy up cave. Is going to be shot through the wall with the op, and that leaves him with barely anywhere HP to work around with. And with that, Unnamed Project is going to be getting their 9th round on the board. Really, this is just TryHards. The way they're losing man advantage early round, like the guy who just pushed through the smoke. I mean, that's not even TryHards' fault. Cause what Unnamed Project? What are they even doing? And after that, you know, once they've lost in manpower, they really can't do much. Because the way Indigo died on site, what could he? I mean, he did try to reposition himself better, but that's all he could really do. Hold cave or just hold main. And yeah, the way Unnamed Project are just able to catch timings on these players, yeah, it's just nothing TryHards can really do there. And look at that, H2F just flashing through, flying in the smoke, finding Rage Machine, not letting go of his W key, going inside sight, and yeah, it's just so aggressive. TryHards are just confused on what to do at this point.
Yeah, it feels like everything they try is just kind of falling apart at the seams. I think a lot of this is that having protocols in place, knowing, you know, who needs to be looking where, what angles you're covering at what point, and unfortunately it feels like they just don't have that cohesion to the level that it needs to be at. Into 2-half for Unnamed Project, and it looks like they may just landslide their way through this very first map in our best of 3 series. Now, bearing in mind, of course, this was their map pick, so obviously they're going to be feeling really comfortable and confident on it, but you don't expect it to be this one-sided.
Yeah, definitely really inclined towards Unnamed Project, but hey, we still do have this map to be played out entirely, because TryHards, this is the pistol round, and if they are, I mean, it's the odds are entirely against them, but they definitely can change things around if they want to. But yeah, that's going to be Unnamed Project decision to make, and that's going to be their dictation. So yeah, we're going to see what happens with that. But for now, pistol round is in play, and TryHards actually finding out the first pick onto H2F, Red Room. That gives them a little bit of space, but look at that clean headshot coming in from Resized Indigo, just completely stickered onto the wall. That just, and look at that, they're just gonna be keep on pushing down mid, trying to reclaim the control, but TryHards are trying to be passive as much as they can. But look at that, kills being secured, trades are being made. It is a 3v2 already. This round should be more than easy to secure for these guys.
We've seen stranger things happen. They don't have control of the site just yet. They don't know for sure where these last 2 players are. They're trying to clear the site. The dualies come out. First kill to come through. There is a trade, but now Defrayed has to 1v2. We've seen what he's capable of. Bomb now being planted. No kit on hand. which means that time is of the essence here. They do know where he is, so he has to play this absolutely perfectly. Spots one, shot fired, so that's going to confirm that he is still indeed there. Throws out that smoke. Doesn't connect. Oh, he gets one, but he can't connect the second, and unfortunately, that's going to be TryHearts. Well, unfortunately for Unnamed Project, very fortunately for TryHearts, they will be taking that second pistol, in the second half.
Definitely are good with the pistols there. So 10-3, still a lot of rounds to be recovered. But hey, if anything, it is in the realm of possibility. So yeah, TryHearts are definitely gonna be trying to make that happen with MAC-10s and even an AK-47 being invested. That is confident from Dima, but we're gonna see what he makes of it. On the other side, we're also seeing a force buy come through. MP9s on the board with a paired up with a scout as well. And now TryHearts leaning towards the A side, nothing over to the B side. But look at that. Unnamed Project lurking inside the cave smoke. He didn't really get any information out of that, so that is a good thing for TryHearts. But now they are moving inside main with two players playing up really close. Lyron boosted up. The moment that they enter side is going to be the deciding moment. If they're able to find these two kills, both of these guys were boosted up. TryHearts should be able to make this happen, but will they check it? Never mind, they won't. Defrade is going to be finding one, making it double with it. But Dima finally getting that AK-47 into use, but all in vain, as Unnamed Project are going to be getting the kills that they need, and it's now only Indigo left with just a SMG. He's being pushed. He's being constantly pushed. They're pressuring him, but he's able to hold down to his dear life. Running back. What can he really do with against MP9s? You can just do exactly that with Unnamed Project, forcing it out and making it an 11-3, and they just want to end this map as soon as they can.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking about confidence a little bit earlier on. When you lose as the CTs and you still invest in the second round, that is serious confidence. That tells me you have absolutely no fear and you are certain that you're going to come out on top of that round. And that's exactly what they do. And I'll be honest, the MP9 play from the elevated position at the choke point, fairly telegraphed. So a bit unfortunate that they just kind of walked straight into that, and it was all a domino effect from there. And now we're going to see something very, very similar. Larian with a few pot shots being taken, and TryHearts just decide, you know what? Maybe we don't do that.
Definitely is the case. Rage Machine now, Tech9 in hand. Running out, won't really make a peek, trying to bait out a peek, in fact. Trying to see if any of the projects push, and that is exactly what Larion's going to be doing, walking straight into Rage Machine's crosshair, and Rage Machine shutting him down, as he should be. H2IF taking a really confident angle there, but now, with his teammate being dead, he definitely needs the safety of that smoke. TryHearts posting one guy up there. He's trying to recover the SMG, but will he get his hands on it? As soon as the smoke fades, he's going to have to cross H2IF's crosshair. But let's have a look at what's happening on the other side of the map. Defrade holding down Red Room while TryHearts try to cross down mid. Rage Machine, Tech9. That gun is not good for that long of a range. And look at that, making perfect work out of him. Pick has been secured, and it's now a 4v4.
It's a bit odd because there was a bit of util there, but now the smoke comes through a little bit late, guys. And unfortunately, okay, it does allow them to cross, but there's a donut smoke here, which is going to really slow things down for TryHearts as well. An Unnamed Project realizing that it's likely to be the push here. And despite that, the lurk gets shut down on the other side of the map. So lurk cannot be activated. One player left alive, and H21F just made
shots by this guy. We have a little bit of a scream moment there in our server, which is really nice to see. He held on to that position and nobody cleared him, and he just, as you said, made perfect work out of it. So yeah, 12-3, Unnamed Project, definitely looking to close this out. And as TryHards, they're just, running on fumes on the economy department. All that they really have is Tech9s and a single MAC-10 to work around with. So yeah, this is definitely not in their favor, but definitely winnable still. Super hard though. Mid being contested entirely. Larion's just gonna be pushing. There we go. Dima though is gonna be finding one somehow. And look at that. Rusai's killing one in front of him, killing one behind him. 180s and bish bash bosh. The round is over and the map is secured.